You
Yes.
know, I feel like we did a good job.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? I'm Lawanda Horton Sauter, President and CEO of Real Mission Inc.
I'm your boy Pete Rose, um, manager at Ace the Chemist. You know, Spill Entertainment, doing management, promotion, artist development in the city of Philadelphia. Managing 1122 Studios. Shout out to Hennessy Cab, DJ No Frills, all the members only family, and Glockwood family. Y'all know what it is. Build the block.
That's right. That's right. We have some special guests today, but before I get to those guests, I want to just take us back in time for a minute through the Build the Block series and our reason for doing it. So the Build the Block series was a Mission Inc. collaboration with Spill Entertainment, Glockaware Radio, and the CME Morden Show. Shout out to County Kravitz.
Shout out Kravitz.
Yeah, shout out Kravitz. And our reason for wanting to do this was that we just saw people trying to start businesses, having businesses that were already running but not having the proper paperwork, or even just being able to listen to the veterans in this, in all of this, being able to hear from the veterans. So the first show that we did was about starting a for-profit business, and it was all about your LLCs and all that business, and we gave away some LLCs on the show.
Yep.
Our
that's
second
what's
show,
up.
yeah.
What's up?
We're really about that life, right?
They're about their life.
Really giving back to the community. Yes.
Like, listen, we're gonna ask the people that are watching online to actually go to Glockaware, follow and subscribe to Glockaware on YouTube.
Yes.
And if you comment today in our chat, we have stuff we're giving away. We're giving away drip today, so it's not LLCs. We're giving away drip. So like I said, our second show was about how to start a nonprofit. We talked all about grant writing. We talked about how to start an organization, what it meant to be charitable, nonprofit versus for-profit. And our third show was on the music business, and we brought the legends, DJ No Frills.
Shout out DJ No Frills.
Shout out DJ No Frills. We also brought on Hennessy Kev.
Shout out Hennessy Kev,
Hennessy Kev
man.
is the is Freeway's manager, but also the manager for the Freedom Thinkers Academy, which is Freeway's
That's amazing.
organization. And they really came and they dropped gems. So go to
lot of
Glockaware.
gems, a lot of
Go to the
gems.
Glockaware station and watch those videos,
Yes.
because a lot of gems were dropped during this entire series. Today, our series is about the fashion business. I know a lot of y'all have been starting brands and have been creating and stuff. So we wanted to bring to you some folks who have gotten into this, who have been in this business and really have been doing their thing. So without further ado, we have another guest that's coming too. He's just running a little bit late. That's how it be in Philly. The traffic don't always cooperate with what we want to do. So, but we got Yo Astro coming from Magic on Haddon. So, and he's in the clothing business too. We wanted male, female. We wanted everybody. We're all about the intergenerational and the interracial and the multi-sex and gender. Like, we're about it all here. So, like I said, I see we have a comment up there. Does that say Zamari Reyes? So shout out Zamari. If you comment at all during the show, you're gonna be eligible for some gift certificates we're giving away and some items. So drip. That's all.
resources.
Okay. You better go to that YouTube. Don't talk to us on here. You ain't qualified if you talk to us on the lives and stuff. We got like 5 lives going on. You better get on the Glockaware page. We need them views, okay?
Go on YouTube, go to Glockaware, subscribe.
Yo, shout out to Grim and that's
Nah, what up?
Grim and that's Flyboy Friday.
Flyboy clothing.
Tune in to Glockaware Flyboy Friday. All right, so we got some people with us here. So first, I want to kind of like have one of our first guests, Crystal from Perfectly Flawless Boutique. Her name is Crystal Jackson, if you're nasty, and she's gonna tell us just a little bit about her business and like where her business is located and all that good stuff. Then we're gonna get into some good questions.
Oh,
Go ahead, girl.
So, yes, I'm Crystal. I'm the owner of Perfectly Flawless. It's located at 5312 Germantown Avenue.
Germantown.
G-Town.
It's gonna be local.
Yes, I've been there for 9 years, y'all.
Good.
Wow. All right.
Somebody reminded me of that the other day. Almost broke me in tears. I was getting some coffee, and he like, "Yeah, you been there for a minute, Chris. Like 9 years." I'm like, "Whoa."
So what do you sell at your shop so the people know?
So I only sell women clothes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, man.
Oh, that's cool.
You know what I mean? I'm getting there. I'm
Okay.
Okay.
I always wanted to just be a little safe haven for us women,
Mhm.
but the men starting to feel left out. So I'm gonna step it up this year and make
Okay.
sure I include y'all.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Listen, the shop is beautiful. Shout out Black 31 magazine. The shop is beautiful. You know, LaWanda has multiple perfectly flawless pieces, including I got the perfectly flawless sweatsuit. A lot of the jumpers and stuff y'all see me wearing, like, don't nobody have my stuff, right? So that's why. But don't go down and get my stuff. Go down and get your stuff. But
I do
yeah.
sell a lot of different stuff though.
Yeah, it's
Like,
old. Everything is
yeah.
unique. So like,
Yeah.
I got a couple of pieces. The dress I wore for my awards,
I about to
that
say,
was a perfectly
Lawanda
flawless.
definitely been putting.
Yeah, she
your
stepped
stuff on.
out.
Listen, she been putting your stuff on display. Like you've been at a few events, from award ceremonies to battle rap contests, where she wore your stuff.
And
you
I let
know.
them know. I went live.
And she like,
I did reels. I did
you
reels.
made that. People were asking her like,
Right.
oh, "You did that?" No, this is simply flawless. And really, that's putting the information
Yeah.
out there that there's designers out here in the city that will make you look fly. You don't have to go to somebody.
Yeah. That jean
Absolutely.
one. Remember that jean one I was wearing that had like the paint on it?
Yeah, that was
That
dope.
was a perfectly flawless outfit too.
That was dope.
So
that was,
like I
that was at
said,
that was at Battle Academy.
Yup.
See,
He even remembered. It was so memorable.
I'm about to say you got memory.
That was a good night, and she was looking fly. She fit the whole hip hop aura right there.
Hey, Reverend Nas in the building.
Oh my God.
The whole fly
Fly
team
Boys.
is here.
So she really embodied the hip hop spirit with that outfit.
Yeah,
and it was
yeah.
like perfect. I didn't know we were going to be at multiple hip hop events that night, but she was just impressed.
See what I'm saying?
What's
every
up?
event.
See what I'm saying?
What's up?
You don't gotta be loud to be loud. If you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
You don't gotta be loud to be loud.
That's what we trying
So
to do.
we have a-
fashion world.
We have another guest here that was I felt like the show was missing something. I was like, yo, we got Crystal coming on. We got Yo Astro about to be on his way. I was like, but the show is missing a G. Like somebody who has been in the fashion business for a minute. Now, I'm not trying to age you, brother. You look good. You know what I'm saying? You look smooth and everything. But I'm saying that we needed somebody who knew what they were. I don't do stuff where people just say stuff and they don't know what they're talking about. I always got to have somebody on the show that know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
Amen.
Mr. Murray, tell us about Mr. Murray. Tell us about your business, your history, all of that.
Okay, I'm Ken Murray. I'm from Germantown.
I'm honored, man.
Always been in Germantown. My name rings in
Bring
Germantown.
the mic up a little bit.
Went to Germantown High School. That's where I learned tailoring.
Okay.
I had a tailor shop, numerous places, but my last business was at Germantown and Johnson.
Okay.
And I was there 6 years before COVID came along and wiped me out.
Okay.
So my next big deal is I'm coming back. When I start back out, I'm going to bring a tailoring school because I want to give
Dope.
back. I want to
Amen.
give back to the community. And tailoring is a dying art. Used to be a time you could learn it in high school, but
Yes.
all the trades have been taken out of high school
Yes.
for
Yes.
for reasons we'll discuss on another show.
Facts.
So this is part of me giving back to my community. So when I come back with my my tailoring school, it's going to be in Germantown.
Wow, that's what's up.
Dope.
Shout out to the
Dope.
Northwest.
See what I'm saying?
So,
We got
so a
all
little
that.
bit of my history. I've been doing tailoring since I was 15 years old. So that's close to 50 years. I'm 64 now. So I've been doing. My name rings a bell in Germantown.
They sure do.
Yeah. So
I actually had pieces before. I didn't even know who you were.
Yeah.
But you were the neighborhood spot.
Yeah.
So like I even had pieces, suits, and other things that I brought over that you didn't even know you worked on that for me.
Right. And I meet a lot
You know
of
what I'm
people
saying?
that way, and people remember me because because when they come to my business, I'm always fair. I'm always nice. I'm always warm and friendly to people. So I'm, in that aspect, they don't forget me. I might forget them. I'm sorry if I have forgotten you, but just a brief acquaintance, and we'll be back on track.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So I also have to shout out Jensen Brutes clothing because I'm rocking the solid. I'm
Shout out
rocking the
Jensen
solid
Brutes,
two-piece
man.
today. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm wearing. You always have to support our businesses and stuff. I knew I was coming to do this show. I had to make sure I was wearing somebody's stuff up in here and everything. So I just want to shout out. Yeah. So I also want to shout out Flyboy. They got some clothing.
Listen.
Lucci Tote.
The Flower Boys, they got a lot of pieces.
They got a lot of pieces. The pieces is down here at Glockaware too. She was looking at one of your coats earlier. So
Yeah, man. The pieces
yeah.
down here at the G Shop. Hit up Graham and Ass
Oh, that's
Live
I was looking
on
at
Instagram.
Red on fire.
Hit up Flyboy Pro on Instagram.
Red joint
Get
is
your
fire.
Flyboy clothing.
yeah.
Hey,
So look, we're gonna take a time machine back in time. We're gonna get a little personal here, right? We want to talk about the evolution of your personal fashion journey over the years. Like, we're gonna start with before you dressed yourself, right? What was your fashion style, aesthetic, or whatever when you were a kid and you was you wasn't dressing yourself? What was your clothing like back then? And then I want you to talk about when you started making some of your own decisions as like a teenager, probably. What was your style then? And then how has that changed to now? So I'll start with you, Mr. Murray.
Okay. So my style, my fashion style when I was a youngster, you talking about elementary school, I was at the mercy of my parents.
right.
And we didn't have a lot. So I remember, having to, wash out 2, maybe 3 pairs of pants on a regular basis, and to be over top of the bathtub with the scrub board.
Oh, no, not the scrub board.
Scrub board days, And I think I learned my sense of style from my grandfather, which was always impeccably dressed. I just wanted to be neat, I didn't have a choice on the clothes that I could pick, but the ones that I had, I made sure that they were clean and they were neat and they were pressed. So, moving on to maybe like my teenage years when I was able to dress myself, I noticed, in high school, junior high school, I noticed the styles that were going on around me. A lot of guys were into getting tailor-mades and things like that. I didn't have the money to do that. So what I did was, I started making, pants for myself. And that was the start of my career. My grandmother sewed, so it wasn't nothing for me to get behind the sewing machine and try it. Because I seen her do it, from a toddler. She said I was always in her way, but I don't remember that. I just remember, I remember, going at it, when it was my turn. So, so from that point, I took tailoring in high school, and it was a game changer.
Yeah.
It was a game
So
changer.
do you make most of what you wear now, or
I'm in demand. I wouldn't say I make most of what I wear now because I don't make money off of myself. I make money producing. So like the guy who does his own home remodeling, his house is probably a shambles, because he's making money outside of the house. But I do have accumulation of clothing that I have made, and I try to dress to impress when I come out.
Right.
Which is I've tried to make it kind of often. Every time I walk out the door, you never know who's looking at you. Somebody's gonna see you.
I mean, you got the lime green skeeter weeders on right now. Like,
So this is how I do it. When I step out, I'm gonna put on something that they're gonna say, wow, that looks nice together.
Right,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And then if they take it a step further and we have conversation, I'll say, well, I'm in this line of work. I'm a tailor. This is what I've been doing for 45, 48 years. So that's.
So Crystal, what was your all right when you wasn't dressing yourself? What was the
It's
deal?
funny because my story is I was allowed to dress myself.
Oh, you were.
Yeah, so like
wow.
my mom, the only restriction she had was I couldn't be no hoe when I dressed. That's all.
got you, I
Be a
got you.
lady and everything. So I would pick
right.
out something. She'd be like, you know, damn well that shirt too short, or that's too tight. But other than that, she didn't care she let me do my thing. And that kind of.
So then, what happened when you went to high school? What was the style? What was the high school style?
So, as far as like what was we wearing then?
Yeah, what was your how was you getting down?
Oh, my whole sense of style is freedom. So I just do me.
Facts.
Again, going back to my mom, right? She would let me do whatever I wanted as far as like I said, as long as I wasn't dressing like no like I ain't it was some hoodlum or something like that. She didn't really care.
Yo, man.
That always attracted me to really nice like gowns and anything that got a little puff to it, anything classy, I'm with it. I love it.
Okay.
So I wasn't really, all the other girls was more urban, but I was attracted to more of, I want the button up, I want the whole thing button up to the top with a bow tie and I want to be extra with the little,
You
I
had your
just,
own fashions.
I had my own fashion sense, right?
Yeah.
But at the time, now I know what it was. It was my confidence. My mom raised me to be confident. I didn't realize that at the time that's what she was doing. Yeah. But I was just attracted to the freedom. Mm-hmm. So for me, fashion is just freedom. I get to do what I want, how I want. And every time I step out and I show up for me. Right. I don't show up for no man. I don't show up for no other female.
Yes.
I show up for how I want to look.
Talk about it.
And I've been doing that for so long, and that's how I actually got into this, because women I'm 17, 18, 19, women coming up to me, grown women, like, oh, how you put that together? How you do this? How you do that? And I'm like, I'm just being Crystal. Mm-hmm. So what I learned was, how I even wanted to open my store was, I learned that I had something special, and that was confidence.
Right.
And that everybody would be like, you sexy, you this, you that. And what it is I'm confident. Mm-hmm. So it comes off as sexy. It comes off at all these other things, but I'm just confident in my swag.
We got to have a whole show about that, because I've been having conversations with men lately that's like they mistake confidence for like anti-femininity. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a woman being confident is the definition of femininity.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it doesn't make you manly to be proud of yourself. Or
I'm soft in every element. I'm soft.
Confidence is marketable.
Yes.
And that's what I found out.
I
didn't know that. And what I found out, I'm like, this is basic knowledge to me. Like, I'm just put that in. Just do that.
Just get money for being you.
Just for being me. And what I realized is, I'm like, oh, I can help people. I'm like, because a lot of women, then I didn't realize, like, people don't know what pantyhose are and things like stuff that I was raised to know. I'm like, you putting that outfit on and you ain't got nothing else underneath.
So it's almost like yes, you're a business and you have a store, but it's also like you're teaching too.
Oh, that's what that's my thing.
It's like, because I look at anything where you're coming to dress, the person that's dressing you or helping you out, they're teaching you how to build that confidence, how to build that swagger up or whatever, for you not to care about the outside world and be about you.
Right.
Absolutely.
Why pass that energy off to your customers?
So numerous times when I'm doing alterations or tailoring or fitting, whatever, I'm giving advice on how to dress it up, you know, what to add to it, you know, how it's supposed to look, how it's supposed to fall. And you know, so a lot of times the youngsters come into the door, they don't know that.
They don't.
They have nobody to teach them that.
Yeah. And how to dress how to dress that particular body.
Right.
And plus I see a lot of young men wearing suits that are like too long, like they got the Arsenio Hall look.
Right.
And so, they were wearing the suits too long because I get it. They this is their one suit a lot of times. They about to go to you know what I'm saying? They went to a wedding or something, or they got asked to dress up, and then
Right.
they grabbed what they could.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the Salvation Army suit and stuff.
Yeah.
So you gotta go, listen, you gotta go. I'm not. You gotta go to Mr. Murray and get that up
Get
to
it
the
tailored.
body, like
Yeah,
it's supposed to
get it
be.
tailored,
The
yeah.
other thing I'm seeing is
tailored.
like the high waters and stuff too. They be having the pant legs and the end of the pant leg is at the top of the kneecap.
So-
Like it shouldn't
And
be
you
like
know
that. Those are
what's
skirts.
bad though, but the issue is nobody's being taught that you should have the stuff in your closet.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You should have the stuff
Certain
in your
basic
closet.
pieces.
Even if you're a dope boy, you should have some pieces
right.
in your closet.
I want to touch on
yeah.
the topic that she just mentioned. You know, the pants being, you know, up to your knees. It was a time, LaWanda, when we were coming up. If your pants didn't touch your shoe, you were ridiculed out the school. You couldn't come to school like that. You couldn't go anywhere like that. Your pants had to at least touch your shoes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's get Astros in the building. Yo, Astros in the building. Let's get them in this conversation. Yo, Astro, Magic on hand. Yeah. We got another guest. You came. Listen, you came at the perfect time because we just
You
started
want this one,
asking. Here go the mic right here. Here you go. You know, we just started asking about different people's like style journey, right? And I gotta tell y'all real quick about because my style journey is kind of hilarious, right? So
Talk to me.
When I was younger, I grew up in a Southern Baptist household. I don't know if y'all know what that means.
I don't. Could
But
you elaborate?
I was raised by my grandparents, and like it was strict, right? We had nothing. So like I would go to school, I would get made fun of so bad for my outfits and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was not allowed to wear any pants unless they were corduroy. So I had corduroys in like 9 different colors.
Nice.
With turtlenecks, right? So
warm.
the turtleneck would have green turtles on it, and I knew I had to wear the green corduroys with that. And then the orange shirt with the oranges on it, I had to wear the orange corduroys, and that was like pretty much the whole situation, right? When I got to high school and they couldn't do nothing about me, I was like sneaking out a little bit. I started to really smell myself and everything. That's when I went like Woodstock hippie on them.
Okay.
I was wearing the Birkenstocks. You know what I'm saying? I used to have on the flannels, the Nirvana flannels with the cut off bell bottoms and stuff. And it was like I wasn't really fitting in with my neighborhood necessarily. You know what I'm saying?
But you felt free.
I wasn't fitting in with my neighborhood. It's a tale of two
That's the
sisters
word
because I
right
got a
there.
sister all hood. She was using her lunch money to buy the Carl Kanai. She was using her lunch money. She had FUBU. She had all the stuff. And then here I come out just wearing these flip flops that got bells on them. You know what I mean? And Crocs and like, so I had a weird style journey. So now I'm like a little bit of everything. I'm like whatever the moment calls for. So if I show up, I showed up at Glockaware today with the Jensen Brutes, you know, get up on because this is Glockaware. This is a Glockaware outfit, right? So if I go somewhere else, I might just look like a totally different person. You know what I'm saying? In different environments. And sometimes I like to switch it up. But that's been my style journey. Like what was your upbringing like? Were you allowed to dress yourself when you was coming up? And then how did that translate into your style today?
Growing up, I come from the Jersey side, so I was in
Jersey.
Yeah, you feel me? I come from the Jersey side, so you feel me? So I got how's everybody doing? I'm Astro. Okay, by the way, you see, ABR my brand and my company. I salute stands for American View Rebels. Anything that America sees and don't understand, they view it as outcast or rebellious behavior. So I wear it with pride. Yeah, you feel me? I always been like that, the outcast or the black sheep of whatever the situation was, but I always had to shine light to it. Now the fact of me doing that, my mother used to dress me to the core, like to the T. Like, I mean, literally, I found old pictures. I'm looking like Kanye West. She got me the Argyle sweatshirt with the tie on, the nice little slacks. Like, my mother she's a fashionista. So like, everything definitely came from my mother. And then growing up with my brother, he's a little older, so we 9 years apart. So he was like growing up, it was like special ed and like Rakim and them and Nas, like all of that. Like he was doing that. So for me, coming up, my mother dressing me like Kanye West all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? She was like, everywhere you go, you gotta have a hat to match your outfit. Don't go nowhere without a hat. You gotta have a hat, son. I don't care where you're going. If you're going to a fashion event, it got to be a brim on it, like all the way around. Like, you know what I'm saying? The derbies and all of that.
That era.
Yes, it was from that era, and she would do that. So for me, I got pushed in it that way and wanted to follow after my brother. So he was always fly. So I ended up taking up after that. Like I had woo wear, all that, you know what I'm saying? Like I was into that, so I was always urban, but it still was fly, it was stylish. You know what I mean?
All right, cool. All right, so my next question is: each of our guests has in some way chosen fashion as their business. So I just want to go by one and have you guys talk about like how did you get, why that? You get what I'm saying? Like of all the things that you could have done, why was that the thing you ultimately ended up settling on? I'll start with Crystal.
It don't matter.
Mine was
Hi, Crystal.
hey. So remember, I just said like it kind of transitioned into helping people
Right.
get that confidence. That's why it was always focused around women, because women were coming up to me and saying like, you know, help me figure that, like, you know, put this together, put that together. So I'm like, I can help and make some money.
Yeah.
And I could do something that I love and easy. Oh,
Nice. Right.
Yeah, so that's how
Yeah. And she does it, y'all. Y'all gotta check out. Y'all gotta follow her online and
switch
stuff
up.
because she be showing it all. I'll be like, will I look like that in that outfit though?
And see, that's what but that's the message is like, show up how you want to show up.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
express it how you want to express it. It is what it is. Enjoy it. You know what I mean?
That's big facts.
So why, Marie? Why this particular business?
So, you know, again, at a young age, I didn't have a lot of money, and I didn't have a lot of clothing. So, for lack of money and clothing, I went into making clothing for myself. And it was at one point where, you know, a young fella in one of my classmates in high school, he accosted me and he said, "Well, listen, you know, who makes your things?" And I said, "Well, I make it for myself." He was trying to push me to do something for himself, and I was like, "Well, I don't do nothing for anybody." And the next day, he bought fabric and thread and zipper and button and
material,
and pattern and pushed it on me. So the day after that, I bought my tape measure. I'm all shy in front of everybody because I've never done this before. So I'm all shy, taking measurements in front of the whole class. And about 2-3 days later, I bought him back a nice pair of pants. And after that, he started bringing people to my house and calling me and making pants over and over and over. And
They was paying you?
they paying me, of course. That's a great motivator.
Right. So you was making money early
In high school, yeah.
in high school. You know what I'm saying?
My first year in high school.
Yeah.
So you know, then after that, I took tailoring. I went to another tailoring school, which is in existence anymore, Craft School of Tailoring, and I received a 2-year tailoring degree. Okay. And the rest is history. And I've been working from my home, basement, apartments.
Nice.
Oh, I think we got
That's the journey.
How do I answer it?
That's the journey right there.
Hey, how do I answer
I
it?
got to the point where
I'm already on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Shout out, we got County Kravitz on the line.
Shout out
Sammy
County
Warner.
Kravitz.
Shout out.
My God.
Just move a little bit. I want them to see me. You got it, Queen. Okay. Oh yeah. So I hear y'all. Okay. So my Count Kravitz, you been listening?
Yes, I have.
Okay. You got any questions for our guests about fashion? About the fashion business?
No, not yet.
Okay. We
yet.
gonna keep going then. All right. So my next question is, what is wrong with fashion today? Are there any styles or trends that you see out here that you just wish would like
Can I?
will go away.
Yeah,
I'm gonna answer the question that you asked first, and then you skipped over me.
Got you.
know what I mean?
I didn't mean
My
to
guy
do that.
Crab called in and just knocked the internet offline and all that.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's my guy.
happens?
That's my guy though. But the for knowing that fashion was it, just like their store, like all of them are probably going to be similar. Once you start doing something and people recognize that and they offer to pay you,
Right.
that's what we got to take it serious.
That's a
no
game
matter
changer.
for real, no matter what it is, whatever you doing, somebody offers you money for it and you enjoy doing it. Proceed with that. You know what I'm saying? Use that energy towards that. Mine was high school too. You know what I'm saying? Just, oh, could you do this for me? Blah, blah, blah. Like, all right, cool, let's try it.
Right.
And that's where it starts. So if you're doing it in high school and it can make a career out of it, perfect. That's what you do. It's up to us to study and stay in it. Like, you're an inspiration for me, for sure.
Right.
Amen.
You know
I
what I'm
said the
saying?
same. Yeah, I
Inspiration.
said the same thing.
And what's wrong with fashion? I want to physically say that there's nothing wrong with fashion.
Amen.
Yeah, fashion is what it is.
Okay.
It is that, exactly.
That's what it is.
Once you
I
with
don't have
it,
no
once you with it, it is what it is. You feel me?
It is
I would
what it
never
is.
tell you how you feel emotionally.
Exactly.
right,
Exactly.
right, right, right.
That's the same thing. It's the
Everybody
same
has their
thing.
own fashion sense.
Well, you know, I don't agree with y'all on this.
Come on, that's
I'm
because you
sorry,
had
I'm
the
sorry.
lemons with the lemon shirt, lemon pants. That, I mean, some people probably like that. I seen some of that in the Target commercial. They was having like the fruit slices on the shirts and the matching the pants. So it's still in.
Yeah.
So what you was doing back then is still in right now.
What you
I
wanna see
would,
about?
I would have
yeah.
to say the only thing I don't really like about fashion today is two things. You know, the young men with the pants that are very tight. That's not what I look for necessarily in, you know. Never mind.
I'm trying to figure out
Back you up on that
what if a dog is
I
chasing you? What if a dog is chasing you?
I want to hear.
I want to hear what he has to
Don't
say.
put yourself in a position to be chased by a dog.
Right, facts, man, it's facts.
Look, I look at it like,
rules can run, though.
things come in cycles, right? So
In the pants.
now I believe like back like 70s or whatever like that, the clothes like you said, it was more
Yes.
like sacks. Things were like tailored, and it's like how to lay.
Right.
Now I think it went back to that, but we don't know how it's supposed to lay.
So
You
it's
have
correct.
somebody-
So
you
it's
have
coming-
somebody like you to teach
so
you
it's coming
something.
back
Yes,
around.
You can wear the
Amen.
fitted.
Fashion-
It's supposed to lay on you like this. It's supposed to lay on you
That's it.
like this.
Correct.
You might have to get it altered to make it lay right. We don't know that.
Yeah.
We're basically going off the European model,
Right.
when we should be going off of our model.
Fashion takes a turn every 15 to 20 years. It comes full circle
Exactly.
again.
It does.
So what we wore, 20 years
I guess I
ago,
just have to wait then.
we're 20 years from now.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Now they may have some other styles that dictate other, like the tight pants, the skinny pants. You know what I mean?
Do you have the pants on that she talking about?
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm
the
not.
skinny
I'm
leg
not-
pants.
But we wear
I'm not
tight
po-
pants, man.
I'm not pouring-
You
I'm
can see
not-
my calf muscle, so what?
I'm not pointing at any particular individuals. I'm
we
saying-
There you are.
It concerns me.
I
People look
saw-
at us.
Nice to
They
me.
look nice on them.
Exactly. Let him do what he do.
The other thing, my other
She
little
wants to go back
fashion,
to
like,
96.
my other little fashion, like, I don't know.
Gussies.
It was something about
Not doing it.
never mind. But like the other thing I don't particularly love about the fashion today is that it feels like a lot of stuff is fast fashion. Like it looks cheap to me. A lot of stuff that's out there that people are wearing.
I agree with
It's
that.
every outfit is a rainbow outfit now.
So
you know what I mean?
you got to remember a lot of things are being mass produced overseas.
Yeah.
So they are, the quality isn't there.
Yeah.
Right.
I
You
thought.
know.
See, it's not
It's
about
not just
judging.
you. It's not you.
Yeah,
That's
but
really what it is.
right.
Big
But
time.
it's also that's just because that's where we at in a world altogether. Everything is.
Gotcha.
Don't nobody. They want the internet fast. They want the phone. They want you to pick up the phone
Everything
fast.
fast, yeah.
You want
Yes,
the man
yes.
to pick up the phone fast. He can't. If he don't answer that phone,
Yes.
everything is fast.
Right.
So the
We
fashion
live,
going.
we living in a fast society.
We really are. So you're not going to enjoy getting your stuff made and how it's a process and the process of even. I mean, people.
Big facts.
When they come into my shop, they don't even want to try clothes on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, the process of trying clothes on. What?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can do that all day
too
long.
time-consuming.
It's going there. It's out of here.
Time consuming.
Gotta go.
I ain't think about it like that.
Right, we don't
There's
have
a lot of
thing.
people spoiled, but
They
you order
have all
clothes, you
that.
don't try them on.
Yeah.
If they don't fit, sometimes you deal with it.
You deal
sometimes
with
You
it.
send it
Yep.
back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the only
It'll
one.
take you 3 weeks to send
I'm
it back.
not the
Right,
only
we-
one.
that's we're in
Men,
that
stop
type
the
of
skinny
world.
jeans, please.
We're in that type of world now where, like
From
you
Divine
said,
Fat Man,
there's a lot of
right?
stuff online, and you either deal with it or you send it back.
Yeah.
There's no going into the fitting room no more.
No.
Big facts. He don't want to wear them. He can wear them. Fat boy SSC be.
But the
He be tighter than the mud.
pants, I'm telling you, is really all about the look of something.
I'm gonna try to
Yes,
see
it's
if
about the
I.
aesthetic.
Because
I think it's about the aesthetic.
you got them skinny pants you talking about on, but you ain't gonna put him out because he looks.
Correct.
No, it's
Correct.
because he's skinny.
He's a thin
So
man.
he-
So
But
So-
that's what I'm talking about, though. All that,
It's the
that's
body.
what-
It's the-
That's how it's supposed to fit.
Dress-
It's
dress
supposed to
for
fit.
your body.
He's a thin man. He could do that.
Dress for your body is what I'm
Yes,
saying.
dress for your body.
You gotta dress for your
You know what I'm
personality.
saying?
You gotta. It's all of that.
I don't
All
want to
of it.
see ham hocks inside of a sausage case.
If you wear anything over 36 waist as a man, you shouldn't wear skinny jeans.
No, you shouldn't, but
Here he goes.
but
They can be fitted.
Tell us how you
They can
really
be fitted.
Fit it right.
And I agree with that. I agree
I
with
agree. I agree with
that.
it
I
too.
agree with that.
I totally agree with it.
Okay, so I want to ask one more question before we go to like a quick break, right? So I want to talk about the business of fashion, right? Because it's one thing to like be cute, wear stuff or whatever, but like the business part of it, right? Were there things that you guys didn't expect going into the business of this that you could school folks who are
trials and
thinking of going into the
tribulations.
business of it? Like you think you could tell them something to expect?
Your question should be what is, not what if. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what were the things that were?
Because there's gonna be some.
Yes, it's always some. So for all of our experiences, we're gonna have 3 different similar experiences because I see that the authentication is there between all 3 of us. And 4, shout out to my brother over there, Fly Gang in the building. You feel me? But listen, when you first start a business, like anything, it's about paperwork first. No matter about your product, it's always about paperwork, and it's that part. I know you have a location, you have a location, I have a location. All 3 of us acquired those locations a little bit differently, which may cause problems in what you want to do. If you're getting into fashion or any type of business storefront, I would say for me, make sure that it is already like merchant ready. Make sure that it is ready to provide for your need in the business. I got something that needed work and ended up being more work than anticipated, taking money from me on the back end from what I need to do, deliver, or things like that. That was my major challenge. Like, I got something that was good, it was cheap. I was like, you know what, all I gotta do is a little bit of this. Wiring, water, and the fire department, like all that gotta be in consideration on what you're doing. If you get something that's already ready, then you're good to go.
That makes it easier.
Yeah, so much. Even
So
the
you
price.
didn't anticipate all of the bread that would go into getting the space prepared for business to be conducted in it.
Correct.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that
I
one.
have something to add too. So this is for any and everybody who doesn't have the capital to go into business.
Gotcha.
Let's talk
There you
about
go.
the
We'll
hip.
talk about
You
that.
can always
Let's talk
start.
about
You can
that.
always start from home, and that's the way I started. I started from home. I built up my customer base to the point where I knew I had to get out of the home or out of the basement or wherever I was.
You
And I-
outgrew that area,
and I just
basically.
springboarded off of that into the business, the
Yeah.
brick and mortar. And you know when it's time because you'll have your customers to back you. You'll have your money in your pocket. You'll have different
remember those
people
days.
telling you, okay, this storefront's available, that storefront's available.
Right.
And it's only up to you to pick the right space and location
Location.
and the right price range. You want something already ready to go. You don't want something you're gonna have to. You want something somebody probably maybe existed in for a few years. So you probably I'm sorry. You know that doesn't take a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't want something. Oh, it's great, but it needs everything. That's not
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Right.
I think sometimes it's us feeling like we have to do too much too fast. Like not knowing how to pace ourselves. Like I said, I've been a business owner for 15 years too. It's like I knew to pace myself because I watched other people going too fast and then they went fast
into
and they
the wall.
crashed.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And I was like, oh, not
was
doing
me.
that. You know what I'm saying? They went
Right.
fast and they crashed and they were like, yo, why ain't you doing this yet? Why ain't you doing that yet? Why you don't have this yet? Join
Right.
this organization, join that. I said, y'all paying to be a part of these organizations. Y'all don't got no money. I don't have any money to do that right now. I'm not doing it.
You got to do
So
things at your own pace.
You got to do it at your own pace.
Big facts, big facts.
Crystal, you feel like there's anything that you really, really didn't expect?
Everything they said, pretty much. It's a list.
You feel me? They don't know, like, this shit real. This shit is real.
Were you guys doing this?
They be on the high hopes until.
Cause see, I got everything y'all said. Cause like my journey, right, y'all, I was baby boying it.
Oh, using the street.
So I trunk when I started Perfectly Flawless.
That's what I was gonna ask.
I was, you know, the baby boy.
The movie.
Yeah, I know that's right.
You got to. You always
Listen.
Yeah.
They still doing it too. They just don't call it that no more.
Yeah.
We don't call it that.
Yeah, I got a little classier more. So, but what I'm trying to say is, when I started, I started out the trunk, and I would go into nail salons, and what my whole thing was, I already knew I was going to be able to sell it because I always got a bunch of attention all my life. I'm like, so I already know people not going to look at me like I'm crazy.
Right.
So I came in and they like, I'm like, ask the Asians, can I show these pieces around?
Right.
And people were selling them. I mean, buying them, like, oh, yeah, this was up. And then at the time, y'all, I'm like 24, 23 or something. So I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what's up. So
Everybody's route to the hustle is different, but you get there.
Yeah, so
I like that.
What you said though, right? So I actually did well in my house, and then I was thinking like, oh, I was doing so well to get the store. So what I teach my mentors now is not to even do it that way, even if you think you're doing well, and even if you are good. Like I was like, what I really should have did was started out with a little studio, and then really pace myself. Because the storefront, I mean, it's nice, it's beautiful, it's huge, right? But what a little 20-something-year-old girl need all that for?
Right,
and didn't think about I didn't think about I didn't have to too much worry about nothing but, you know, open up and going inside. But I didn't think about the little dumb stuff down to like having a cleaner.
Yeah.
Like even that was a
space,
pack.
for your space,
like,
yep.
Right.
Well, and now that I do have to do it right, now I'm cleaning, I'm dressing the mannequins, I'm modeling the clothes, I'm delivering the clothes. It was a lot.
You're doing it all.
So I'm doing it all, and I'm drained.
Yeah.
So then I started calculating how much I was getting. I was really paying myself. I said, Crystal, if you really sit down and think about how much you paying yourself for all this, I was making like I'm making $6 an hour for it. When you think about all the jobs that you're doing,
yes,
and it's a lot of
But
jobs.
we do it for the freedom.
Yeah.
Because that can't be bought.
You do it
no,
for
you can't. That can't be bought.
The love. For the love.
Like,
And for the vision, like you could foresee that that's not going to always be the case.
right.
Yes, I'm glad you said that vision.
That vision, I'm 9 years and I'm still with that vision. I still every day I wake up like it's gonna happen tomorrow. Yeah. It's gonna happen tomorrow.
You got to.
The faith is there, right? I'm gonna always have the faith.
But you know what I want to add to? The youngsters of today have a tool that we didn't have when we were coming up.
Yeah, that's social media.
They have the social media.
Mm-hmm.
So for them to jump out there and get a brick and mortar, they don't. That's a hard grind. You got to pay for your spot. You got to pay for insurance. You got to pay for training. Yeah. So for them to utilize the social media, that's a great tool. Yeah. You know, you put your thing on there, and then it's so like that.
They call it direct to consumer.
But what I will say though is that
direct to consumer.
I kind of miss though the fact that like now I got girls coming in my shop and they'll be like, "Oh, you don't got it? Oh, now I see if I can find it somewhere else." They feel like that because it's so much. But if it was like back in the day, they wouldn't have it. They would.
Right. Have to
Let me order it from you.
Yeah.
When you get it in, call me.
You know what I mean? So
I ain't doing that. You gotta do this.
Yeah, I got a question though. But if a woman or a young lady comes in and they do feel that way, does it feel like, all right, you're going to go out there, but you're not going to get the same quality
They're not.
that I'm going to give you?
They're not.
Yeah, it's
And
gonna be made in China.
Won't they just bring them back to you?
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
they brought their dress, don't look how
That's what
look
tends to happen.
Yeah,
And they
and
come
they there to
back,
stay.
okay.
They there to stay after
Okay,
that.
yeah, 'cause that's how I feel like.
Yeah.
I know you're not gonna get the same
No,
quality.
they
she's
not.
gonna give you
They're not gonna get.
Right.
They're not gonna get the whole experience.
the whole experience. Yes,
You know what I mean? Because when you shop with Perfectly Flawless, you shopping with a whole teacher. Like I'm going to teach you the game, the confident. You gotta be confident in your pieces.
Correct.
You gotta know. Listen, let Beyonce be Beyonce.
Right.
Don't come in here showing me. What they do all the time. I want the man. Let that girl. What do you like?
What do you?
And
What
what
do
I'm
you like?
trying to get women to understand is get into you. Get into feeling what you like, what colors you like,
your style?
what fabrics you like on your body. You know what I mean? Because when you tap into that, you tap into a whole nother element on yourself. You
Yes,
know about
I
yourself.
agree.
I mean, fashion, boy.
Yo, I mean, we might as well keep going because this has been a vibrant, a vibrant conversation.
We was supposed to get a break.
Yeah, we might as well keep going because I only have really one more question. So I wanted to ask if y'all had a mission behind your work. Like, so in addition to just the fashion, is there a bigger reason why you exist? Like other work that you're trying to do in the community through your business, an example that you're trying to set, any projects like community charitable projects and stuff? I know some of y'all got that going on, so I wanted to make sure that folks knew about the other things you're doing besides the business.
Definitely.
All right, so sorry, take a lead.
No,
So I'm gonna give a shout out to everybody that was texting in too. Divine Fat Boy, I salute you right back, my guy. This is his schizo. He said facts. That was facts to you right there, Queen. He told you facts. You feel me? So because I always like to, because I used to be that person. I used to be that person before the phones fell and all of that. I was that guy texting on the joint like, yo, look, I want to support y'all. And I'm saying salute to y'all. And just to get that shout out back kind of like lets them know that they're not invisible. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not invisible. And that's the main thing that we want to do. And speaking about being invisible, I got a lot of projects that's going on. But right now I'm going to try to speak this into existence. But if you do want to follow what I'm doing, I'm under Yo Astro, YO_ASTRO. And you can follow me and then just, keep up with the Yo Astro, YO_ASTRO, and I'll link you to all my pages and everything that I got moving. So the first thing is it's a two-part thing. Sorry, guys. For ABR Motorsports, I do that as well. So I got merch for Bike Life Community and also teach people how to ride and things like that.
Oh, that's dope.
That is
Oh,
good look. Yep. So you need lessons, hit me up. We could book the
You gotta
sessions.
spread that in the community.
Yeah, for real, because like a lot of people out here want to learn or just don't know how to do it. And then on the flip side of that, I teach motorists how to drive when the pack is out. So we out and it's 100 bikes out, they panic, and that's where a lot of accidents come from. So I formally teach them 2 different ways to kind of like, adhere to us.
Right.
Like, look, we ain't here to hurt you or nothing like that. Sorry we're alarming you, but we really don't have nowhere to ride right now.
Right now, yeah.
Now, looking for spaces to ride, I'm doing that
I'm with you on
for
that.
a park.
We're on Lake. Yeah, we're on Lake on
And
that.
for the city side, that's that. But doing that, I found a lot of homeless spots. And that bothered me that it was so many homeless people out. And I'm like, bro, it's been cold as shit lately.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm cold in my crib. I know you cold out here. So I try to give back like clothes to the homeless. I don't have it like that to do it, but I'm going to look into being able to create a line with a bunch of creators, not just me, a bunch of creators that's going to design stuff only for the homeless. And I want to be able to
I'm
pay
down with
them
that.
to
That's
give
dope.
back. Yeah, because nobody's really doing it. I haven't seen anybody do it.
Yeah, me
So I want to speak that into existence right now, like, you know what I'm saying? Because like it's bad out here, like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's just my thing.
I have a question.
salute.
I have a question. Since you're doing like teaching with the bike stuff or whatever, it's the fashion in the bike world.
Very
so are
fun.
you going to bring the fashion like?
I got this already there.
style in the bike world
Already.
So we can have like our own Philly bike fashion.
It's already there, bro.
Absolutely.
So yeah, they almost we on the same. I'm in the packs, you know what I'm saying? Like different, like I'm out here.
we need
You
that,
feel
we
me?
need
So
that,
it's
we
just
need
like
that.
anything else that we're doing, we got to do it together.
Yeah.
Facts.
All right. That's Yo Astro Magic on Haddon, right?
Yes, exactly. So Magic on Haddon is my store, and that's where we be laid out. So you can either come there, book the appointments, 1216 Haddon Avenue, Camden, New Jersey. That's where Magic on Haddon is, and it stands for Mac and Astro, giving identity and confidence. So that's what Magic is for. Me and my cousin, we put it together, and then we running with that.
Right. Sound good.
Talk to us,
I like
Crystal.
that.
Talk
That's
to
how my
us.
guy-
That's amazing. That's
Thank you.
dope.
Talk to us, Crystal, because I already know we do it together, so I already know what you got going on.
Not as much as that. That's amazing. But so the whole point of the store, I just kind of believe if you got a business, you should be giving back. Period.
Yep.
So I always been giving back since the day I opened my store, and I have the Perfectly Flawless Foundation. I guess she wants me to talk about.
Nice. Speak on it.
So what I do is I collect clothes. I'm in the fashion, right? So
Right.
it's going to be connected to the clothes.
Right.
I collect
only
clothes.
right.
It's only right. So I collect clothes that nobody wants anymore. Cause my whole theory is we be having a bunch of clothes we don't be wearing.
Right.
Get them clothes up and stop. Like everybody think that when they go into my closet, they be like, I know your closet is crazy. Actually, no, that gives me a whole anxiety attack. So I do not have a bunch of clothes. I have a bunch of footwear. I do have a bunch of clothes. Now you got to have shoes and you got to be able to switch it
I'm
up.
with you on that one.
Right.
Right, what you got on your feet right now? Pause. What you got on your feet right now? what you
Some
talking
denim
about?
boots.
Okay.
Because
Some denim boots.
oh, thank you. I just wanted to be all blue today. So
There you go.
All right, but yeah, I collect clothes and then I give them back to people in need. So it's the Perfectly Flawless Foundation, and the mission is to get rid of the old to bring in the new. And my theory is, if we could get rid of the old and get rid of the new with clothes, do you know how much more you can do in life?
Yes.
Do you know how many bad habits you can get rid of? Because there's a lot, like, think about it. A lot of stuff with clothes, you be like, no, I don't know, I might need that. You don't want to give away. Why? If you can give away some clothes, you give away a whole bunch of other
And
stuff.
it carries over into other parts of your life.
Other parts of your life.
But
So
also, your old is somebody else's new now.
That's
It becomes somebody else's new.
That's what I'm
Exactly
trying to,
right.
and
True.
that's what I'm trying to. That's why the clothes go to people in need because it's their new, right?
Yup.
It's their new. You got nice pieces hanging up in your closet. You ain't wearing. Get these to people that's in need.
Yeah.
People
That
out
builds
here,
their confidence.
Right.
Appreciate it.
right? Because people out here really in need. We out here with 5 and 6 coats. Man, there's a person out there that need a coat right now. That's some deep stuff. And the fact that we get to get up, like the fact that I get to get up and be like, when I came in here today, I looked through 4 different coats I wanted to put on. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
And for real, I could have 10 if I want to, but I make sure, you know what I mean, that I'm giving back.
the
So
church.
I'm about to throw the Perfectly Flawless Foundation, the gala that I need your help with. You know what I mean? And that's to spread the word more, because the goal is to build these Perfectly Flawless closets in different shelters around the city
Dope.
and then around the world, because I'm trying to get in Africa and everything.
Get
Help
'em.
these people that really is in need.
Get 'em.
And these
Need that.
closets where you could just, if somebody in California right now wanted to donate to the Perfectly Flawless Foundation, how are they gonna get it all over here to Philly?
Gotcha.
So go to your local shelter. They got the Perfectly Flawless closet sitting there,
That's dope.
and put those clothes in there, so the people in the shelters, right, don't even gotta feel like defeated or embarrassed that they gotta go down here and get handed down.
They don't gotta go nowhere.
You know what I mean?
Facts, yeah.
So that's the goal, and I need a team right now to build it, because I can't do everything by myself. So that's one of the things that I do to give back. I'm a mentor. I'm always got nothing but high school young ladies in my shop, and I'm just trying to teach them the game on how to focus on themselves, focus on like building their confidence and doing what they need to do, and finding an outlet. Fashion was an outlet for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's still an outlet
It's
for
still,
me.
I about to say
It's still an outlet. It's going to always be an outlet where everything else going wrong. Like right now, man, things is tight, but I feel good.
Yeah.
I went to the gym this morning. I look good for me. I don't know how everybody else feel about it. I look good.
shit.
You know what I mean?
talking
There you
shit.
go.
And I feel confident, and I'm cool with it, and that's why I'm trying to trying to get these young girls to feel and to know about themselves, so they can focus on what they really supposed to be focusing on.
I like
Because I
that.
appreciate my mom and dad really both being in my life and being able to do that for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
see a lot of my friends didn't have that in different paths. You know what I mean?
A lot of what we all do is from wishing that we had somebody like the people that we're out here trying to be. And
Yeah.
stuff.
That's right.
And so we want to make sure nobody ever feels like how we felt. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
absolutely.
I know that's what motivates
But and
me to
mine
do what I
was
do.
and mine is the opposite. I actually had that little fairy tale, like
Yeah.
I mean that good. But I the love that I felt, I spread that. Everybody
Yeah.
like,
Spread that love.
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Because that felt good.
Yeah.
Having that mom and dad in my life and spreading that good love. And all
Appreciate
that
that,
stuff.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I want to
That's
spread
right.
that. I want to, have that same family love that I grew up with. I want that in my marriage and all that. One day and stuff like that.
You know that's
So-
why
Right,
that's
right.
my girl, right? you understand the caliber of people I meet myself around. Mr. Murray, talk to us. I know you out here. You're like about to venture into something.
So my project that I'm coming up with now is the Timeless Taylor Academy, and I'm going to be
Nice.
teaching youth in the neighborhood. It's going to be a nonprofit, so they can attend without payment, and that's going to be my way of giving back to the community. So tailoring is a dying art. It's a dying trade.
gotta bring it back.
And I want to try to jumpstart
Facts.
the trade again, and that's where I'm going with it. Timeless Taylor
and
Academy.
and we gonna
We
me
gonna-
and
we
you
gonna
gonna
work
work
together.
on
We're
that.
gonna work
Nice.
together.
I
That's
appreciate
needed
that.
I
though.
think we all go. Everybody
Yeah.
go.
Right,
all
facts,
work
big
together.
facts.
That's
Yeah.
needed.
Together.
Everybody right here plays a major part in the community.
Right.
Especially that's fashion. We need all of y'all really in the community.
That's right.
Especially for the young women. You need Mr. Murray for the young men.
Each one got to teach one.
Astro for
Amen.
spreading the knowledge and being able to play both worlds and know what's going on. We really need to communicate in the fashion world, music world, business world. As black people, for real, we need the communication.
Absolutely.
Big facts. Yep.
So we got some giveaways that we're gonna, cause it wouldn't be a Build the Block show without some giveaways, right? So we got some stuff we're gonna give away because our guests were very generous in well, with a little nudge and stuff. They was very generous in saying that they was gonna give us stuff. So if you commented today or you're in the studio, you're gonna have an opportunity. I hear interference. We're gonna have an opportunity to actually to win something. So the first thing we're gonna go ahead and I have this little cup. I've been writing down everybody's name the whole show, and
all right.
commented. And the first thing that we're gonna I guess raffle off or whatever is what did you say, Crystal? They was gonna get from Perfectly Flawless.
A $20 gift card.
Okay, she doing $20 gift cards. Y'all wasn't even asking for that much.
Right, you feel me?
How do I get my name in this cup? All right, so that's the first thing we're gonna raffle off, and the winner of that is Fatima Divine. Fatima Divine, congratulations.
Hey, y'all already know.
She gonna make sure she redeemed this.
Yes, sir.
All right, so Mr. Murray said that he was going to give some consultant hours of somebody who might want to learn about the business of tailoring and stuff. He was going to offer up his time to mentor and give a consulting hour to somebody. So the next person's going to win that.
That might be priceless right there. You heard?
Who's winning that?
Listen, I wish I could.
All
win
right,
that,
somebody
boy.
named
I swear.
Schizo that was on the line.
Oh, Schizo. That's West Virginia.
So
West Virginia,
Schizo
okay.
is the one who
West
won
Virginia.
that. Oh, y'all might have to
Nice.
zoom that one.
No,
Yeah,
that's
gotta
crazy.
zoom it.
That's crazy because he actually got a clothing line out there in West Virginia that he's been working on and really putting out there. And that'll be
So
really
shout
big.
out, Schizo.
Yeah,
And then
man.
Astro told me he's also gonna give something. So what you say you was gonna give to us?
All right, so this is the thing, right? So we got she was doing $20. I'll match that $20 for Magic on Hatton. You guys could definitely get the $20 for that, and I bought y'all some stuff too.
Well, I pulled the person out and had to put them back in because you wasn't done telling what it was.
Right, she might have sticky fingers over there.
So I'm gonna pull it out now. All right, congratulations, guys. They're chiming in. Thank you
Yes,
very
good
much.
job.
Salute. That's what this was all
Yeah,
about.
facts, facts,
Okay,
big
so
facts, big facts.
Zamaria Reyes is the one who
Zamaria.
won the $20 from
Magic
Magic
on
on
Hatton.
Hatton.
Yes, sir.
So All right, yo, that's our time, yo. Toucan, yo,
All right.
thank you so much. All the guests that were on.
Black and Red.
You gotta catch Perfectly Flawless. Where you at on Instagram?
Oh, on Shop Perfectly Flawless.
Shop Perfectly Flawless on Instagram. Astro,
Magic on hat spelled just like that.
how do we find you, Murray?
So you have to call my number.
Give me your
The OGs never change. OGs never change. They never change.
It's intergenerational.
Same place, same number, same hood. It's all good.
All right, give us your number. Give us the digits.
215-715-7488. It's Philadelphia.
Say it one more time.
215-715-7488.
All right, y'all. Yo, that's our time. Shout out to Glockwood. Shout out to CME Morning Show, County Kravitz. Thank you so much for your
Fly
support.
boys.
This
in
was the
building.
best of our shows. Peace.
Salute.
All right.
Yeah, you still there?
Sorry, we didn't
You on
forget
the,
about
you
you.
on the roof right now.
That was real good. That was real good.